Yo, what is good? My anime people, what is good, yo? Guys, I have seen quite a bit of shows, and to know that this one ended the way it did, um, I'm not surprised. This show definitely felt like it wasn't all there in the grand scheme of, like, keeping the moment, like, on edge, keeping everything seemingly very, very high tense and crazy, but it felt almost as if it lost that when, the guy with the dragon powers just kind of just stood there and just allowed himself to be punched over and over and over. It's like, oh, well, he's so strong and can regenerate or something that damage doesn't really matter, even though he's taking it from someone who's supposedly, almost equal in strength, or at least very, very strong nonetheless. So to know that all of a sudden he's just reacting and just blocking towards the end was kind of lame. Like the battle as a whole was pretty lame, and by going into the park, they still didn't explain why that was even helpful, right? like, um, I apologize if you hear anything in my mouth. I have a cough drop to kind of soothe my pain of being sick and make it sound like I'm not as stuffed, but it seems like it's gone. So yeah, I apologize if I'm sniffling. But as a whole, I'm looking forward to more shows that kind of just do their own thing. That's what this one felt like, with the whole dragons and elves and all that different stuff popping off. There's a lot to take in, but it was never really addressed, right? Like, they called pretty much dragons see elves as humans, I guess, like he didn't specify anybody out of, the groups of people that live on Earth. He more or less just was like, oh, by the way, all of you humans are trash. Like, pretty sure there's dwarves, there's elves, vampires, there's all these different types of beings on the Earth, and he's only mad at the humans. So I felt like that was a weird way of just saying, like, oh yeah, even if you're a mod, even if you have anything different to be called human, you're still human in a dragon's eyes. As long as you walk on 2 feet and have 2 arms, you're a human, I guess. Um, Regardless of all that, though, seeing the Special Seven come together and pretty much soundly handle this person, and like I said, they didn't explain why the park was the place to go to do all this. Um, like, for instance, they didn't tell us that they put up a seal or something to make it so it's harder for him to use his abilities, but maybe after taking him off the roof, people just started to believe that it was possible to take him out. It'll be harder to see him in the park where he's not just up in the air on a rooftop helicopter like support thing. Instead, he's on the ground in some park covered by trees all over the place. But still, the dragon's so big, you would think it would be easy to spot anywhere. So I'm not really sure how to feel about all this as like the end of all of it. So it definitely could use another season, but I don't know if anyone's gonna watch it. In the case of where would it go? Like, dragons aren't even strong enough to take over the world, and the person that we are watching, I'm pretty sure he like gave up all of his power. Like, we saw all the energy coming off of him, and he just like let it free, right? Um, so even if another dragon shows up, he won't have that same advantage that he did during the fight. So these are different things to take into consideration if things pop off. Like, they even didn't wind up taking the life of the warlock, so it wouldn't be hard for a bunch of nines, which is funny. It's like 7 versus 9. um, but if they wanted to try to free him and like go on an offense to rescue him, as soon as he has people that believe in him or, actually give him the power that he needs, uh, he will be right back where we started, right? So that's an easy way to start up a season two. I just feel like that's not the way they would go as a whole. I'm not sure though. Who knows? That might be exactly what they do. I just feel like if you're gonna bring Warlock back, you should at least make other things going on as well. Because, like I was saying, this whole season catered on how you felt about Warlock and how he handled overall taking out all these people and stuff. So if you didn't care for it, it was like useless to you, right? Like it was just, it's like, oh, so this guy is gonna take over everything like he said he was gonna do, and then the last episode comes and he doesn't take it over because plot. Um, I just feel like this show definitely went from very, very un unknown, like anything had happened, like bound stray dogs, and then it just went from being unknown and having multiple paths to following a singular path towards taking out the dragon, taking out Warlock, handling that. That was the only path that they chose, and there was multiple ones they could have gone, but here's to a season 2 maybe doing that. I'm not sure at all. But yeah, overall, I definitely want to know what you guys are feeling, or if you like the show, hate the show, didn't finish it, you're just, checking up on your boys' videos. I appreciate you. Um, Whatever the cause, it's these moments and these types of shows that if they fail like this, or if they feel like they failed to me, and they're trying to bring me back for more, I don't know if I would really care to review this show again, unless the next season does something phenomenal that, this season happened to not do, which was, don't be obvious. Like, we even got filler episodes of them just chilling, not doing much, and then we get a little bit of information about the bad guy, and then another episode where it was a review for every single episode that's happened before, right? So it felt like there was so much more that was possible, but like I said, they went very linear and only focused on one boss when they could have started to make other organizations out there more than just 9 be on the radar, so at least we know why in the season 2 we would be focusing on them. But it all ends with our main dude who can't shoot a bullet in the right position to save his life half the time, and our main character finally getting along and calling each other partners. Well, one person called him a partner, our main guy. But regardless, like I was saying, it was kind of lackluster. Like, if you didn't see this all coming, I think you should watch some more anime. And not just anime that are like Dragon Ball or Naruto, where there's so much story to be told and there's non-linear paths being taken until they get towards the end. But watch something like these things that are only 12 episodes that even might not have a second season in the works at all. Watch shows like that. They're a lot more obvious, a lot more straightforward with what they need to do at the end of 12 episodes to be done. But with all that being said, my nose is getting worse and worse. I hope you guys enjoyed all these season finales. Like, holy crap. There was more than 6 shows that just ended within 3 weeks. Like, that's crazy. The scheduling of how well they did for all these shows to end at the time they do. Because now there's going to be a lot of shows coming out. And I hope you guys are either here with me to watch them, or you check them out and find my video again, my channel again somehow, and maybe comment what you're feeling about the new shows. But with all that being said, everybody, take care, have an awesome one, and I will talk to you sooner than later. So with all that being said, peace. Like, why is he so try-hard? It's like he knows the camera's on and he just wants to flex, and it makes me so mad. If you've seen all my videos and see how many times the videos end on this guy because he, like, kills me and I'm done with my video, I just want revenge. I want him dead. So, we're going to do that right now. Goodbye.